Good morning, everybody. Yes, I have returned again. It is your boy LB, and I'm welcoming you back in as an inspector to see exactly what kind of day you're going to have over the last whatever day you had before, because it's in the past. This is the current. This is what's going on now. Past plays around with your head. I get it. But we're dealing with today. Speaking of which, I'm having my tangerines again. I had fruit, a predominant amount of fruit earlier yesterday, or I want to say earlier, yesterday morning, and it was very good. So I had a couple, well, actually I had watermelon to begin with, so vasodilated, whatever, that happened. And I didn't get the upset stomach like I normally do. All of the normal features of what watermelon deliver, they didn't happen this time. I wasn't gaseous. I didn't have any of these weird pains. It was like, hey, watermelon, thank God. So, went through, did a lot of things in the morning. Went through all my laundry, which was a shit ton. And then I cooked me a fruit meal. And here's the key. Lemon has always screwed up my body. Don't know how, but whenever I was having my problems, I felt like I may have an ulcer or something like that. So if things went into that area, if it was acidic or whatever, it's acid, I don't know what the heck you would want to call it, but if it attacked that area, I would feel pain. And I was like, damn it, I can't heal the fuck up to do anything about possible kidney stones or whatever. So yesterday, I was able to eat another quarter of a lemon with apple, blueberries, and strawberries, and I had great success. I even had like a nice energy uplift. So I don't even know. And I woke up last night around 2:20. Couldn't go back to bed till like 4:48. So I don't know what I ate. Maybe it was probably like my evening meal. I had a couple cookies. It probably just launched me into like wake up mode in the middle of the night. But I was like thriving with thoughts, but I had one particular thought on my mind, and it was like, how am I going to deal with this girl? Well, yesterday, she wanted to come by and deliver ice cream to my little girl. And I was like, She goes, well, I can maybe come tomorrow. I'm like, tomorrow's fine. And she went back asking about coming out again in the evening. Again, I don't like, this is getting into Pushyville. So I didn't know how to respond to her. Again, this is going into red flags for me. Constantly wanting to do things, which is okay. It's nice to do things for me or my daughter. It's like trying to get a wedge in between something. And there's something she wants to do, makes her feel good, but she can't help herself. I don't like people that are not able to help themselves. They just like, oh, I just fucking up. I just can't stop myself fucking up. Oh. I don't have so much patience for that uncontrollable behavior. There goes my beeper. So I have to make this one short because my tea is done. I'm doing green tea again today so I can get a little bit juiced up for leg workout today. And my legs are already thick looking. I'm like, yes, they retain their size. It's been hard to build legs. So I'm like very excited about today. Anyways, she said I can tag along because I didn't tell her that. Let me go get my tea. gosh, this is going to be so good. So I'm hoping that green tea sustains me now, because in the past, whenever I do like anything caffeine related, I usually pay for it. Like I'm lethargic the next day. Well, yesterday I didn't really get tired at all. I was just booming with energy, and I'm just going, dang, this is great. I did run across this one doctor. I don't remember her name. I've seen her a few times, but she's like kind of one of the vegan people. You know, she's a raw foods diet doctor, but she has cured all of her issues with her kidney disease. She fixed her kidney disease after I think she's 14 years clean of a kidney disease, and she eats a ton of vegetables and oxalates. We're talking about spinaches, kales, whatever. She's consuming it. And so somebody would think, well, how's she getting away with all that? Well, she explains it in this video. She so Misfit Vegan is the one that interviews her. So if you get a chance, go check out that video. I promise you it's a worthwhile one, because this has been a lot of stuff out here right now. And people are being led down different pathways, and she kind of like brings up that controversy. She is a doctor, she feels like these other doctors are giving a disservice to other people. But here's the problem. If they were giving a disservice to other people having successes on the advice of these doctors, then are they really giving a disservice? Like, this is one size fits all shoe. I don't agree with that. I mean, some things work, some things don't work. I think what we're trying to nail out is that there's a happy medium, or we're finding that happy medium for somebody's microbiome or their microbiota, mitochondria. I think that's an important thing to address in everyone. But as far as like, oh, well, the carnivore diet worked or it failed, or that's bad health or that's good health, and vegan is the only way, and raw foods diets is the only way. I did like the fact that she brought up something about plants. Something that never carried with me. I thought it was a very cliche statement. I've used it a few times and did not like when I used the phrase with other people, which is, plants are trying to kill you. They don't want to be eaten. And they have these defense mechanisms and these defense chemicals that prevent people from eating them or other predatory behaviors, because they can't scurry off and get away like an animal can. And I said it a few times and didn't like it, because here's the problem. Just like an animal, you cannot interview this type of energy and get a response. Like, I'm talking about when I say get a response, like, hey, Mr. Blade of Grass. Hello, Mr. Broccoli. Hi, Miss Cauliflower. Do you not want to be eaten? Am I killing you guys? You don't know the testimony of any of this. You can't talk to a dog or a cat. There has been a clear, ability. Like, if you were meant to understand these animals well enough, I think it would be a little bit more easier, instead of making up these conjectures about, well, it's always been the ancestral way and the animals have their predatory instincts. I never got on with that kick. The reason the animal behaves in this moment right now is because they're approaching their prey. And this is key for the predator at these moments. I don't get into all that. So, kind of digressing, but I'm telling you about this doctor. And she brings up the fact that she goes, plants don't have a nervous system. So for you to say that we're killing and harming and hurting plants, she was just like, she's blown away by that kind of ideology. And I was like, now that's a good point. She's like, there's no nervous system in them. And they constantly reproduce. You cut some of them off, it reproduces. Hell, I prune. I used to not like pruning because I was going to hurt the plant. I still feel like there's some kind of reduction effect. I won't say her explanation, her definition of feeling is through, nervous system or not. But I know that they regenerate And she brought that point up. It's like when you cut off a plant, their leaves or whatever, they regenerate. You cut off a human, you cut off an animal's appendage, it ain't growing back. Case in point, very good. So I heard all this. I was like, this is pretty good common sense kind of ways of looking at it. But what about the science? And she brought up something very big about oxalates because she was like trying to address oxalates. And she addressed it in a way that was very easy for anyone from any community, especially a carnivore community, to, I would not say accept, but I would say understand what was happening in this process. So she brought up how people that were eating predominantly cheeses, fats, meats, and stuff like this were having an issue with processing their the oxalates out. It would naturally form crystals. Their body was drying up. I'm getting to that point right here soon enough. And then she said, whenever you get to eating more vegetables, more whole foods and fruits, that all these things start to go away. And the person that becomes more hydrated, drinks more water, ends up having less kidney issues. Well, let's go to my case in point. This is why I totally agreed with what she was saying. I do vegetables from time to time, but I don't do them that much often. Like maybe I should go back to ramping those up a little bit. I have found that eating meats in moderation is a pretty strong weapon. The only thing only reason why I really lean more onto the meats or like something like that is because I feel their regenerative effect after I work out. There is not a shred of doubt. If I ate a whole bunch of veggies or something like that, that feels good too. But it's not near the caliber of kind of the protein profile that I would get from meat. Now, if I can get my protein profile in other ways, which I try to from time to time, then I do it, and I still notice an effect. It's just not the same. I think it's probably like other things that are missing, amino profile from one or the other. But I can say without a shred of a doubt that I do feel better. So she said the reason why the people are having these kidney issues or anything else happening in the body organ-wise is due to lack of hydration. I started eating fruit in the morning, which I've got a great testimony. I wish I could just pop out my phone and just show you the text. But I sent my buddy a message a couple days ago. He didn't respond. I was kind of like, what the fuck? I was like, these people always grabbing stuff from me. I'm just checking in on them. They can't say nothing back. Well, 1 moment later. So he sends me a text last night. He says, hey, just saw this message. He was like, let me tell you what, man. He's like, I keep eating this fruit in the morning. That has helped. That has changed a lot. You see what I'm trying to tell you guys the secret, man. Y'all gonna fuck it up. You think, oh, it's fruit, man. This guy's just, man, he talks about a lot of stuff. Fruit. Just fucking disregard everything else I've talked about on any of these videos and just eat fucking fruit in the morning. Hydrating type fruit. Very key. I told you what fruits to eat. I didn't say go grab a bunch of bananas. I tried that. The banana was hard to get through. I didn't care about it as much. I mean, it's probably okay, but I went and reviewed, I think, like the nutritional benefits of bananas. There are none. There's zero. So it confers no benefit, really. I think that was just some kind of kick back in the day, advertising again. We have to think that most of the things we're living and breathing on and perpetuating from the past are things from the past that were brought up, sensationalized, and then they just carried through with the masses. I mean, you could do that with religion. I hate to say it. You want to follow something, you want to get into something really gets into religion's ass? Follow the OASP. Go read the OASP. Before you call it blasphemy, you start finding out stupid shit on the internet that tries to discredit that book, you go and find the OASP. OASP will set you straight. I came across that text amongst all these other texts. I mean, I've been into a lot of different religions at this point. Buddhism, Taoism, Christianity for sure. So I've been through the Torah. So I went through the Torah, which is the Old Testament, got through all that, went through the New Testament. I hadn't read everything, but I was getting through the text is what I'm trying to get to. I was in with the energy of these times. And there's one called I said comedic, but it's not really comedic. It's damn. Y'all got me tripping now. I'm going off on religions this morning. Let me see if I can remember what the heck it's called. It's not. I want to say it's ancient Kemetic, but it's basically Kemetic practices. But this is Egyptian related material. And when I got into it, it was another step up in my religious discourse. Now, how did I even get into all this? I have a small story I'll share. I basically kind of donated my spirit over into everything that was always good. I told the spirit world, do with me what you wish. And it opened up a big gateway. But I listened and it said one word, and that was origin. Origin. Kept saying origin. And I was like, what the fuck is origin? What does that mean? And I eventually understood it, which was the getting to the source, the root, the core of every damn thing. It is as much as you can get back to the starting point of something, the better it is it gets to you giving like whatever you want to identify or call a truth. It gets less distorted. So, armed with that ideology, that was back in '08. I went through the rest of my pathway in my life pursuing things a little bit according to that. All right, so let's put all this to the side. I like the doctor. I told you about what to do with your kidneys if you're having kidney problems, probably even the mitochondria with your stomach. All your systems are going to benefit from doing this. I just got so much stuff. I got methylene blue that I'm about to start trying. That's going to be a new supplement. You guys, I'm doing so many supplements. It's so hilarious. Not a whole lot at once, but I'm always trying different ones. Like I said, I've got a tackle box. Like I like 4 tackle box full of pills that I could probably show at least a tackle box, 4 times the size of a tackle box full of types of pills. But it's my life. Yesterday I didn't even take my Kunapurines and no caffeine, and I survived. I was so thankful. Gosh, I love this ramblingness right now. But now I'm getting ready to bounce right back and finish up with this Kimmy, my girlfriend situation, which she's not my girlfriend. So I couldn't get a good answer how I wanted to break things down, say things. And Spirit told me, it said, hey, you're seeking the anxiety of it. You're seeking the story. You're seeking the future play out. You're just playing around with an illusion, a dream. You're just you're having fun with this anxiety, this disturbance. So how about you just rest on, you're going to have a solution. You're going to have a solution. That's all that matters. You'll have a solution. And I was like, it'll be fine. I'll have a solution. So once I started kind of getting that as my mantra in my mind, I was able to let go of that thought. I ran on to other thoughts, which was fucked up. I was like, man, I think I'm just ready to get up. So the eventual, and I did get my solution. So I woke up this morning and it was like, I had some great deep dreams. Oh my gosh. The dreams, like the last bit of the dreams, I think like the more you can dream towards the closer to your wake up, the deeper the dreams towards a morning wake up schedule, the more powerful your dreams will be. They'll fall into lucid dream categories. I've always had them be that way. Or they'll fall in, you may have in your OBE. I have no idea. But so the dreams last night, I can kind of touch base with that. I was running through the streets. Like I parked my car, got out, and I was like, screw this. I'm not driving anywhere. I'm walking the street. All these people are going up and down through this street. And I started hearing this music playing, and I was vibing with it. And I just kept running. And there was a lot of Cuban and Mexican and Spanish folks running around. And I kept interacting with all of them. I was touching little girls' heads. There's some black folks in there. I loved it. It was culture. It felt rich. It felt like the soil. It felt like it was part of the soil of humanity, which is it's a good one, an enriching soil. And I got up there, I was hanging out. And there's white people where I was going. So I get up to this other place, and it looks like it's a channel down the street. There's kind of like a known traffic channel for people. And everybody just keeps their energy uplifted. They're very kind and helpful to one another during this little strip here. Well, over to the left, there's like little pockets off this channeled street that you can go inside, and they're like little restaurants. So you go in, it's almost like the backside of restaurants are on the street side. And so I went in one, and I was like, I just wanted some Mexican food. I was happy. Somebody greeted me, ended up getting with them. We went to another location, got there, spent some time with some chicks. I ended up making out with my ex, my baby's mama. I was like, she was like, she goes, I still have the power over you. And I was like, look, I was like, you always had a little bit of irresistibility about you. And I was just very kind about it. I wasn't like very standoffish or push-offish like I normally am. I was like, we just have our differences. But did we go any further? Like, no, I was in a very sexual energy moment there. So I just left it alone. I was like, I still in my mind was thinking, I don't want to cross any of these extra lines. That's what I was saying in the dream still. And ended up meeting another girl. That girl was like, working me up. I'm like, what is all this sexual momentum in this dream? Like, this is... And then she was like, hey, do you want to have a little extra fun? And she brought in a needle with some drugs in it. I'm like, no thanks. I think I played with a couple cats. There was a couple cats in there. That was cool. We were throwing toys. I was holding one. It was just a very loving, warm feeling wrapped around me. And can't hate on that. I gotta get my little girl up, and it's a crazy hair day, so I've got to play with her hair before we go to school. She's gonna probably be a little bit late, but this is gonna be fun. Anyways, the solution today, I will say that, and then I'm gone. The solution was just let her know the reason why you had hesitations and letting her know what nights you were free is because you don't know what to think about whether she really wants to spend time with you or not outside of going out all the time. Because, and then you give her your reasons. You said, she said this, she said that. You don't even have to give her the reasons. You just said, I'm unsure where this thing is going, because I don't know how to feel about how she feels about coming over to spend time with me, and does she really want to do that? And why is that such a difficult thing? Why is it always that I have to go out with her? And she claims to want all these closeness and this bonding situation, but she doesn't go for that. She goes for this superficial experience and wants it to, and if that's deep for her, it's not very deep for me. And so I feel like I'm just going and running around in a little circle, and I've been through that before, and I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now. That's a very clear response I can give her. So I'm thanking the cosmos for that answer. It's going to make it easier for me. Guys, gals, inspectors, thank you so much for watching the video. If you stayed this long, hopefully you got some good value, especially about the doctor content and fruit. So I'll holler at you later. I'll try to remember to post this video. And you have a great Wednesday, hump day. See ya.